YouTube, how's it going? We are going to react to this Fallout video. My husband, my hubby, my editor-in-chief, my boy toy recommended to me. I was a huge fan of Fallout 4 back in the day. Put over 800 hours into it. Just haven't played it in a while. But he informed me I might want to watch this video, and we're gonna watch it here. Let's see. Okay.
Alright, so it's no surprise that the Fallout franchise has had some fairly quiet years as of late. Yes, Fallout 76 has received a stream of updates, but these have definitely...
Just for the record, I haven't played 76. I've only heard shit about it. Moving on.
Slowed down heavily both in scale and frequency since the release of Wastelanders back in 2020, which was almost 4 years ago, mind you. Plus, if you just haven't been a fan of Fallout 76, there hasn't been much else new in the franchise to enjoy, aside from merch, tabletop games, and of course, Fallout Shelter Online, but only in a few Asian countries.
I played a little bit of Fallout Shelter, and I think it was just a craze. I played it for like a day or two, and then I was like, I don't like this anymore.
However, this stagnation is set to shake up in 2024. There are a number of things that us Fallout fans will have to look forward to, which might all lead to Fallout having its best year in a very long time, if not ever. But a lot of things need to fall into place for this to occur. So today, I'll tell you everything you need to know about Fallout's upcoming year.
They made it look so
and what must be done to ensure the expectations of Fallout fans are met, at least as much as possible. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe if you're new, and consider supporting me on my new full-time YouTube journey on either Patreon or YouTube memberships.
Let's go, homie.
Both of which are linked in the description below.
Good luck.
Big shout out to our existing Paladin, Sentinel, and Elder members too, including Daniel Davis, Maytales, and Kalina. So let's start off with Fallout 4's next-gen update, and probably the hardest to find announcement.
Next-gen update. So like Xbox Series X and PS5, PC?
Ever. Bethesda Game Studios announced the next-gen update for Fallout 4 all the way back in October of 2022. This announcement was buried in a Fallout 25th anniversary article right at the bottom where BGS stated the following. Prepare for the future. A next-gen update is coming to Fallout 4. Coming in 2023, this free update will be available for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows PC systems, including performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and even bonus Creation Club content.
Okay, dude. I remember, so before they added the Creation Club or the modding aspects on Xbox, because that's when I played it, I think on my Xbox One, I had 400 hours into the game already. And then once they added the modding, I think I probably put like another 400 plus hours.
But since this announcement, Bethesda went absolutely radio silent on Fallout 4 Next Gen. No further updates, no information,
that was it?
Or anything else for the vast majority of 2023. Now, understandably, a lot of their focus was launching that little old game known as Starfield, but they quite explicitly did say that the Next Gen update was meant
Starfield's for another video. No.
To drop in 2023.
No, they leave it to the modders.
Pete Hines, the former head of publishing and communications, said he tried getting an update before he left the company, but there was, quote, nothing concrete he could share. At this point, we all pretty much assumed that Fallout 4 Next Gen was not going to be dropping in 2023, but Bethesda absolutely needed to tell us that was the case before the year was out. Then finally, on 14 December 2023, Bethesda Game Studios announced via the Fallout Twitter account the following. Quote, thank you for your patience with us as we work on the Fallout 4 Next Gen update. We know you're excited, and so are we. But we need a bit more time and look forward to an exciting return to the Commonwealth in 2024, end quote. Now, they took their sweet time, but at least we finally got that confirmation. Maybe they shouldn't have announced it so far in advance if they weren't absolutely sure.
So you said that, they already announced that that was going to be a thing, and then they waited to the last week of 2023 to be like, hey, it's coming. It was supposed to come out in 2023. Oh. They just wanted it to be, they wanted it to be Skyrim so bad.
of a 2023 release, especially since they were working on literally their biggest game ever, but I digress. So we know that we're getting Fallout 4 Next Gen sometime this year. If I was to guess as to the release date, ideally it would be released on or around the 12th of April to coincide with the release of the Fallout TV show. More on that later.
Oh, that's right.
But I would not be surprised if it had to be delayed even further due to BGS already committing to releasing updates for Starfield every 6 weeks starting February, and also with The Elder Scrolls 6 now being out of pre-production. But what are we actually getting in this next-gen update? Well, let's break down what they said all the way back in the announcement of 2022. First, performance mode features for high frame rates. Now, as we all know, Fallout 4, like with many BGS games, had a soft frame rate cap of 60 frames per second. If you tried to run your game beyond that, you likely get all sorts of physics issues. However, modders have since released high FPS physics fixes, which resolves this for PC players. But I would just assume that BGS is going to bake this into the base game by default on PC. It might even go as high as Starfield's frame rate cap of 165 to 167 FPS, which was discovered by Digital Foundry. Now, to be clear, what I'm describing here technically isn't a performance mode. It's just about lifting the frame rate cap for those on PC with the hardware that can support it and without the need to mod the game. So of course,
why would they put a lock on the frame rate anyway? Does that like coincide with like consoles? I know nothing about video game development.
I also do assume that BGS will implement an actual performance mode across mainly Xbox and PlayStation in order to allow console players to also achieve frame rates beyond 60, albeit at a cost of a reduced resolution and quality. Ideally, we get both of these things so everybody is happy, but we'll see. Second, we will be getting quality features for 4K resolution gameplay. This could honestly mean anything, but in my opinion, at minimum, the following needs to be included.
Looks like ass.
High quality 4K textures,
420.
improvements to shadows and lighting, DLSS, FSR, and XeSS upscalers, and possibly even ray tracing. This, of course, is not an exhaustive list, but just some of the things which I think most players would expect from their video games now in 2024. Third, we have bug fixes, and oh boy, this is going to be a big one. Look, I love Fallout 4, but I could sit here all day and list a ton of bugs which absolutely need to be fixed by the next-gen update. So here are just some of the main ones. Crashing in downtown Boston, the NVIDIA debris crashing bug, the 0 kilobyte glitch with save files due to Creation Club, the getting stuck at terminals glitch, the infinite elevator glitch, cars randomly killing you in survival mode, or major quest.
Okay, I was gonna say I played this on Xbox, so I didn't get a lot of those, but the car killer one, yeah, sometimes you would just kind of clip the edge of a car and just
progression blockers and so on. Part of me also wishes that all the fixes in the unofficial patch were just bundled in with the base game, since it already addresses so many things left unfixed in vanilla Fallout 4, but I do kind of like how that team operates independently and can fix issues much quicker than BGS. Either way, bug fixes undoubtedly have to be the biggest component of the next-gen update. I want to see lines upon lines of patch notes here, Bethesda. And finally, we have bonus Creation Club content. Obviously, Creation Club is no longer a thing, and we now have creations. I covered how the system works in Skyrim in a recent video,
I haven't played Skyrim in years, so I don't know how. What I know about PC gaming starts about 2020-ish. That's when I got my laptop. No, it was 2021. I got my laptop in like 2021, and that's when I really started to dive deep into PC gaming and actually start to PC game, because I was console player the entire time before that.
Which is linked in the description below, but to summarize, we can expect a very similar system in Fallout 4. Free mods and Creation Club items will be brought together under the creation system, and instead of being hired and paid by Bethesda, modders can now apply to be a verified creator to sell mods and receive a royalty from sales.
Shit, I don't even remember.
I have my fair share of thoughts about this new system. I will always support the ability of modders to be paid for their work. They absolutely deserve it. However, on the other hand, I do worry about about how high the prices currently are for creations in Skyrim, which are anywhere from $4 to $7 USD per mod, and we still don't know what percentage verified creators are receiving under the new royalty system. This used to be as low as 25% back when paid mods first launched on Steam, which was atrocious.
Paid
I really hope that modders are receiving at least 50%, if not 70%,
I get it.
such that Bethesda receives only a 30% commission, which is standard on digital platforms like the Apple Store and Google Play. So to summarize, if Bethesda Game Studios can release the Fallout 4 Next Gen update at roughly the same time of the Fallout TV show,
after midnight,
include a nice array of performance mode and quality features, and implement a shitload of bug fixes, then I think
they're just doing this for a cash grab then, because the show's gonna come out. They're gonna be like, oh, people are gonna want to play the game right after this, so they're gonna,
it really has the potential of reviving Fallout 4, for the lack of a better phrase, and perhaps giving it a second heyday. The inclusion of creations might be the one thing that will sour this, but I'm not holding my breath on BGS sufficiently addressing the concerns that many of us have in the system. If it hasn't changed yet for Skyrim, it won't change for Fallout 4. But that's enough about Fallout 4, let's talk about the Fallout TV show. Now just a heads up, I can't include any video footage because it will very likely pick up a copyright claim from Amazon. It's happened to me before, so I'm just going to be playing it safe. First announced back in 2020, the Fallout TV show is a live-action adaptation of the Fallout franchise, commissioned by Amazon and produced by Kilter Films. Kilter Films is headed up by Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, responsible for shows such as Westworld and Person of Interest. Geneva Robertson Dorette and Graham Wagner are the executive producers, writers, and co-showrunners. Geneva has experience writing Captain Marvel and Tomb Raider, and Graham Wagner was Silicon Valley, Portlandia, and The Office. Other executive producers include, of course, Todd Howard for BGS and James Altman for Bethesda Softworks. Then jump to December 2023, we finally received a teaser trailer and much more information about the show. Set to release on 12 April this year, Amazon have summarized the show as such. Quote, based on one of the greatest video game series of all time, Fallout is the story of haves and have-nots in a world in which there's almost nothing left to have.
Oh, I know that
200
guy.
years after the apocalypse, the gentle denizens of luxury Fallout shelters are forced to return to the irradiated hellscape their ancestors left behind, and are shocked to discover an incredibly complex, gleefully weird, and highly violent universe waiting for them. End quote. In terms of the cast and characters, Amazon has told us the following. Ella Purnell plays Lucy, an optimistic vault dweller with an all-American can-do spirit. Her peaceful and idealistic nature is tested when people harm her loved ones. Aaron Moten plays Maximus, a young soldier who hides his tragic past as he serves in a militaristic faction called the Brotherhood of Steel. He believes in the nobility of the Brotherhood's mission to bring law and order to the wasteland and will do anything to further their goals. Walton Goggins plays the Ghoul, who survives the wasteland as a bounty hunter. He is pragmatic, ruthless, and hides a mysterious past. Kyle MacLachlan plays Overseer Hank, the overseer of Vault 33 and Lucy's father. He is eager to change the world for the better. And there's even the dog CX404, who will be featured in the series as a companion navigating the post-apocalyptic world. Now, I have lots of thoughts about the Fallout TV show. Overall, I'm definitely excited. I thought the teaser trailer looked great, especially with the set design of the vaults and other environments. And the look of the vertibirds, power armor, and creatures like the rat roaches and Yaogwai looked awesome too. The Yaogwai in particular was freaking sick. They picked a great track too with I Don't Want to See Tomorrow by Nat King Cole, which gives me hope for the rest of the show's soundtrack. The cast has some great experience from shows such as Yellow Jackets, The Hateful Eight, Twin Peaks, Deadpool, and The Boys. Walton Goggins in particular is probably the most perfect casting of a ghoul you could possibly ask for, and I've always loved him as an actor. There's also clearly some blood and gore sprinkled in with humor, which of course fits the Fallout universe to a T. It looks like we're even going to have some pre-war and Great War segments.
I hope so. That's gonna be sick.
Awesome. Plus, the show
they're gonna have to kind of show the vibe of how the Fallout universe is, because even though it was like, okay, forgive me, Fallout purists, but like 22 something, the year was 22 something before the bombs dropped. So like, and they were still listening to like old timey music. So yeah, they gotta fit the vibe and shit.
Be based on the West Coast in Los Angeles around the same time as the games, which is really cool to see, especially for fans of Fallouts 1, 2, and even New Vegas. Though not everything is perfect, of course. Seeing one of the writers only with experience from Captain Marvel and Tomb Raider gets me a little concerned. Some of the choices in the trailer were a bit odd too, like the inclusion of a Cyclops character, which we've never seen in the games to date. Yeah. And that's fine, but also,
I haven't seen this trailer. Maybe I should watch it.
Cyclops characters just never look that good, and Doctor Strange is another example of that. It just looked a bit off to me. Plus, now that it's been confirmed by Todd Howard himself that the Fallout TV show will form part of the official canon of the Fallout universe, anything they do will technically affect the franchise and games moving forward permanently, even if in minor ways. Part of me was hoping that the series remain non-canon, so the creative liberties they'll inevitably take are standalone and independent of our beloved franchise. Though, on the other hand, this might actually force them to respect the lore a bit more. I don't know. All I'm saying
that's
is
actual
Rings of
footage.
Power is an example.
That's actual footage. The vault suits look fucking great. They probably put a good budget on the costumes. Now I'm wondering if this is, forgive me if I missed it, but is this gonna be based like in what area? I don't know if I heard what area this is gonna be in.
So let's see how they approach it.
Is it gonna be like Boston or something?
Just reading the be based on the West Coast in Los Angeles around the same time as the games. Character bios gave me this weird happy-go-lucky vibe, and I don't know how serious the overall story and tone is going to be. Yes, the Fallout universe has its fair share of humor and hope,
says in a bit. Okay.
But I really bloody miss the bleakness of games like Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and I think it would work perfectly with a TV show. I'm fine with Fallout 4 vibes, mind you, that was the nature of the game, but I just hope they don't Marvel-fly the Fallout universe. At the end of the day, it just needs to be good, otherwise it will join the...
Yeah, if they Marvel-fly, they're gonna run it into the fucking ground.
Growing pile of failed video game adaptations. Now it's time to address Fallout 76. This again is a topic that I've covered in a recent video linked in the description below, but it's important to bring up again now. Fallout 76 is set to have a pretty decent year, which only bolsters Fallout's overall offering in 2024. December 5 of last year saw the release of Atlantic City Boardwalk Paradise, which is essentially part 1 of Bethesda Game Studios' plans for the Atlantic City region. It is definitely the least exciting part of Atlantic City, having only introduced the new location in part with a couple of expeditions. Part 2, on the other hand, is a bit different. Set to release in spring 2024, Atlantic City America's Playground will feature an additional mission where players can confront the legendary Jersey Devil, plus new story-driven quests and other areas to explore. I said this in a recent video, but I've decided to wait until Atlantic City Part 2 before giving it a go. To me, it feels like it will be more of a complete package at that stage and overall much more enjoyable to play, especially with the new story content. And
if any of you bitches say I'm not a Fallout fan because I haven't played 76, just fuck right off.
Even though the expeditions in Atlantic City are actually better than the pit from what I've heard, I'm just not a big fan of expeditions because all they do is fuel the underlying gameplay loop of Fallout 76, repeating the same things over and over to try and get all the rewards. What was once an incredibly addicting aspect of the game to me has now utterly burnt me out. So hopefully there is a good chunk of that new content in part 2 to act as a breath of fresh air for us all. But then the really exciting bit. Bethesda Game Studios also announced that later in 2024, they will be extending Fallout 76's map more to the south, into the wooded heartland of Shenandoah.
Working on it?
As part of this, we will see a new questline, faction, and rewards. A map expansion has been something that us Fallout 76 fans have wanted for an incredibly long time, and though it'll be taking us over 6 years to get it, at least it's finally happening.
That thing looks
Fallout
cool.
76, in my opinion, absolutely nailed exploration and environmental storytelling. So to have something completely new in that department is awesome, especially when it's going to involve the Shenandoah National Park. It also looks like Vault 63 is going to form the basis of the story in this map expansion, which has been closed and completely unused in the game to date. Vaults are such an integral part of the Fallout franchise,
they pulled
so to have
76's
more of that
team
lore
for
fleshed out
Starfield.
with potentially a crazy Vault experiment of some sort is going to be dope. And then to boot, BGS alongside 011 is going to revamp the game's seasonal events a little bit, with some new events that we haven't seen before, in addition to more features when it comes to camp building and exploration. So honestly, this is probably the most excited that I've been about Fallout 76 in a very long time.
That's good to hear.
BGS is finally giving us a lot of the content and features that we've long been asking for, especially the map expansion and new story content. But as always, we need to be cautiously optimistic here. Look, I love Fallout 76 and the dev team. They hold a special place in my heart, but at this stage, I do worry about how many people are actually left working on this game. The vast majority of BGS has clearly moved on to Starfield and The Elder Scrolls 6, and even though 011 and potentially other studios are still involved, we've never received a content update as substantive as Wastelanders was back in 2020. Every update which has provided us with new story content since then has been incredibly short. Steel Dawn was about 3 to 4 hours long, Steel Rain about 4 to 5 if you didn't rush it, and all other updates were more or less mostly about adding repeatable content rather than narrative-driven story quests. I'm at the stage in my Fallout 76 cycle where only actual story content will bring me back, so Atlantic City Part 2 and the Shenandoah map expansion need to have decent chunks of that in order for me, and likely many other Lap 76 players, to feel satisfied. And finally, this video would not be complete without mentioning something else Fallout related that, while not necessarily official, has been 3 years in the making and is still something that absolutely every single Fallout fan should be keeping an eye on. Fallout London.
Yes!
The team behind this massive DLC size mod recently came out with its official release announcement, updating us on a ton of important information. The mod is now at a functional content complete stage, but needs to undergo further polish and testing.
How big is this
the
mod
team has
gonna be?
crafted London from the ground up, with 15 boroughs available to openly explore, like Camden, the City of London, Greenwich, and Westminster. There are 11 world spaces, 337 interior cells, and 7 unique settlements where you can build. The team even said the total area of Fallout London's world is as big as Fallout 4's base game Commonwealth plus Far Harbor combined. They've made a huge number.
Far Harbor itself is fucking huge. Shit. Oh my god, I'm so hyped for that. Oh baby. Holy shit. Yeah, dude. I am 100% gonna play London on new gen PC, hopefully. We'll see what looks better on my PC or my Xbox, but I might have a new PC by then. We'll see. So maybe it'll just be PC.
Number of 3D assets too, like armor, environment, creatures, and weapons from scratch. There's even a new variant of the Pip-Boy called the Attaboy, which includes custom animations for stats, perks, and quests. The music soundscape has been overhauled too, with new tracks and radio stations. The crafting, perk, and dialogue systems have all been revamped, with even skill and perk checks in dialogue. Fast travel is available via trains, taxis, and boats. We're getting dynamic weather and new animations like ladder climbing and swimming. And then there's quests. Fallout London has 53 main quests, 33 side quests, 25 faction quests, 64 miscellaneous quests, and 16 game quests, all with an emphasis on player choice. There's even 7 companions, including a dog, and they come along with 5 companion quests and their own voice dialogue. Astonishingly overall, they've recorded over 90,000 lines of dialogue for their characters, which is just insane, but importantly, the protagonist is still silent. Lastly, the release date of Fallout London has been confirmed as April 23rd. So, with Fallout 4 Next Gen, the Fallout TV show, Fallout 76's map expansion, and Fallout London all set to drop in 2024, perhaps now you can see why I believe 2024 will be one of the best years for the Fallout franchise in a very long time, if not ever. And that's not even mentioning the rumored Fallout 3 remaster, which some believe could actually land this year. Personally, I'm very doubtful of this.
Fallout 3 remaster? Did he just say that? I'd play the fuck out of that too! Bitch, are you kidding me?
If it's even still happening, which is why I left it out of this video. But anyways, Wastelanders, that is all from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.
Hell yes, dude. Great fucking video. I am gonna give this guy a sub. Cool. Wow. Yo, I am absolutely 100% fucking hyped, and I am clearing my schedule for April. We are gonna play Fallout London. Fuck. Holy shit. Wowee. I guess that was it for my outro. I don't know what else to say other than I'm fucking hype. I have things to say about Starfield, but I would probably save that for a video about Starfield, you know what I mean? I can't say anything on Fallout 76 because I haven't played Fallout 76, so I'm extremely biased. But I did play a lot of Fallout 4, and Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3. It just makes me kind of want to eventually go back and play 1 and 2. And absolutely, I would love to play a remake of 3, like 100%. And I would probably shit my pants and do a backflip if they remake New Vegas. Oh, holy fuck. Anyway, that's good. That's it. That's it. Bye!